and should be a 3, a
We
2, a
are
1. Hit it.
live.
Greetings, Earthling from Chicago.
Greetings, Southern New Jersey boy.
New Jersey boy, Jersey boy. Jersey boy, yep. How are you, Patrick?
I'm doing all right. I'm getting over a little bit of illness, and so I apologize if my voice gets a little weird tinge to it. And most people have never seen me in glasses, but it built itself into a sinus infection that turned into conjunctivitis, so I can't put my contacts in. So we're just having a grand old time. But hey, the weather's beautiful, and I'm alive, so all's good.
Well, you're taking something to get rid of that sinus infection, I'm
Yep.
sure. And hopefully you're over the hill on that because I know how those are horrible.
Our mantra this of the past week. So Raj came back from a trip to Madagascar and brought some nasty African illness with him. So he was sick first, and then I got it. And he was trying to be the tough guy and do everything natural. I'm like, nope, better living through chemistry. Give me all the over-counter medication I can find. I'm going to treat those symptoms.
Well, golly gee, we should say hi to everybody. It's Monday night. Hello, Monday night.
Hello,
Friends.
everyone. The fourth Monday of the month, and I get to return. I've been silent so many other places. People started asking if I was okay. So appreciate the chance to be on your channel. And for our Unbreakable sale.
Yes, and you know what? I have pretty much stuck to. I've got one. I broke the rules a little bit with one item slightly, but we made the rules. Patrick.
We are allowed to do so.
I
had one item that I was, because right now what I'm in the process, everything got packed from we talked last month that everything was packed, and I'm still trying to unpack. So I'm finding things. I'm like, oh, hey, this is the box I had. And so there was one item that I almost brought, but there was a part of it that was breakable. I'm like, I had enough other stuff to pick from. I didn't include it.
Oh, okay. I find myself either completely ready for this or running around in the last 10 minutes going, yeah, what am I going to sell? Because it is summertime and my summer schedule is very different from my fall and spring schedule, which tends to be much more regimented. I'm always ready in the summertime for somebody to call and say, come on down the shore. It's beautiful. The beach chair is always in the back of my truck. So,
and then you got to get that pesky job of sourcing every once in a while in between. So yeah, your schedule becomes tighter.
Yeah. Well, I jam pack that basement so that I can take some days off in the summertime. But listen, hey everybody, welcome and thank you for being here. It's Monday night, the Unbreakables live sale. It's always the last Monday night of the month. No, it's always the fourth Monday night of the month.
Fourth, yeah, I've got to keep that straight between ourselves.
Right. Sometimes there's a fifth. And Patrick and I have been doing this now for almost 2 years.
Yeah.
Patrick came up with the idea. I said, Patrick, that's brilliant. Let's do it. And it's been a lot of fun to save plastic and wooden and paper items and to give the pottery and the glass a break.
Have one night of easy shipping for you. You are a shipping animal, and I know you pack all your glass very well, but I have to admit, every once in a while I like, hey, it's a brochure that goes into an envelope. Yay! How simple is this?
A lot easier, isn't it? A lot easier.
Although I have a couple monster pieces tonight that I'm like, I hope my box is big enough for a couple of these, but it's making space in the combined home that I now have. So it's like, oh, you know what? It's got to go. I'll find a box.
Well, gee whiz, let's just go ahead and say that everyone who's been here before or has seen live sales, you already know what's happening. Patrick is in Illinois and I am in New Jersey. And so we ship separately. I'll invoice for my items. Patrick will invoice for his. We both use Pirate Ship. But we do ship separately. Shipping is extra. It's based upon the size of the box, the weight of the box. And the distance from your zip code to mine or his. I think he's over there.
And Scott will get his invoices out before I will, but I'm very proud. I have a brand new shipping station, even better than the one I used to have. So I should be able to get everything out faster. So hopefully my invoices will be out by Wednesday.
Great. And I want to thank Karen Williams, who I see here tonight.
Yep, leaving notes already.
She is going to be helping out by keeping her eye on the chat and telling the two of us who like to talk a lot to be quiet. We've got a question. And I think that you and I, Patrick, are putting in each other's starts and stops.
Yep. I just realized when I brought up your video to make sure it was running, I was watching your preview video. I'm like, wait, what are these comments? I'm lost. So yes, I'm in the right place now, so we can do each other's lives. We'll
do each other's starts and stops.
Yep.
And we'll call the winners for each other.
Yes.
Okay, great. So, Karen, all you need to do is look out for those trolls or whatever they are. I don't care.
And she's very good with questions. And if we have a question about, last minute,
absolutely.
Do the last minute refresh. Always good for that.
Yeah.
Love the moderators.
We're Patrick. Each of us are going to sell maybe 12 items or so. I don't know. And I just want to tell you, I am excited for tonight. I'm bringing some unusual items that I have never offered before. And so even if you didn't see the preview, I think you're going to love my items. And Patrick always has exciting things. Now, listen, don't be scared and say, well, it's always the same people in the chat, and I'm afraid to get in there and bid on anything. No. You just jump right in there and say hello and put your bid in there and jump in there. You don't have to pre-register. You don't ever have had to buy anything before. We love new folk, and so please don't feel as though there's not a spot for you to just come on in here if you see something that you really love. Yeah, right, Patrick?
All are welcome, and you don't have to buy.
No,
if you want to buy, we appreciate it. If you don't, hey, have fun in the chat. Hopefully we educate as well as entertain as well as sell. So that's hopefully why you're all here. Buckle your seatbelts. That's right, Karen.
What would you like to say before you start selling your first item, Patrick?
I think you covered it all. I will always make sure I say thank you to you for including me on your channel. Appreciate it. And appreciate everyone who's joined tonight. I know you've got many things you could be doing on your Monday evenings. So I'm glad that you find some fun, hopefully, in listening to Scott and I banter. And end of the night, I do hope people learn something from what we have to share.
And I'm always excited because I never know when I hold something up. Sometimes I need help, and a lot of folks in our audience are knowledgeable. They've been into antiques and collectibles their entire lives, and it's great to learn from them as well. Having said that, welcome everybody. Round of applause. Give us a thumbs up if you can. Make sure you are up in that top chat, live chat, whatever
Live
it is.
chat.
Remember. Be aware that there's always a lag. And so when we count down 10, 9, 8, 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, do not wait until 3, 2, 1 to place your bid. You will lose because most folks have between a 5 to 15 second lag.
Yep.
And if you will allow us to call the winners first before any congratulating, that'll keep down any of the misunderstandings about who won and who didn't win. Thank you so much, and let's go.
All right, I'm ready to start with my first item. I didn't bring a lot of seasonal things, but I was looking at the calendar and realized that if I wanted to do anything for Halloween, next month's almost too late. So it's August and I'm doing a Halloween item. So this is a $5 start. It is a single issue of Woman's World magazine from October 1935. And check out the witchy cover of the 30s. So we got Women's World magazine. This is late enough into the 30s that we're getting full color at least on the outside. And on the inside, some great vintage advertising. We've got hot breads make a meal. Cooler days. So we got a whole recipe, sheet of recipes of imperial fruit bread, lemon pinwheels, jelly pancakes, Johnny cakes. Got some dramatic novels going through there. We got fashion magazine. Men wouldn't look at me when I was skinny, but since I gained 10 pounds, this new easy way, I have all the dates I want. Okay, that is the reverse consciousness of most of the things you would see, but how to become the more well-rounded woman. Castoria, the children's laxative, because
Oh yeah,
that's
because
what
we love
kids
Poopy
need.
diaper, don't we?
We've got subsoil grows good blackheads. All right, that's kind of disgusting. Great silhouettes of fashion. The inside front cover is is that the inside front cover? Yeah, is an ad for needlework, because what housewife wasn't doing needlework in the 30s? And the inside back cover is another full color. Ooh, we've got a 1930s kitchen. Check out that green.
Your high bid is 15.
Excellent. And we'll count it down. Check out the 30s radio. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And done. A honey chocolate cake. What is it? There's an ad. What is this actually an ad for? Can't be for the cake. Is it Betty Crocker? Oh, yeah, by Betty Crocker. But it's actually an ad for gold medal flour.
I believe Christina Campbell is your winner at 19.
Awesome. Thank you, Christina.
Thank you, Christina. Oh, starting at $8, I've got a cookbook with, I don't know what do you call that thing at the top? I've never known. What do you
Spiral bound?
Spiral bound. Oh my gosh. You can tell I guess I didn't go to school. This starts at $8, and I already said that. And it's a cookbook from 1937. So the Depression ain't over yet, right? We're still hanging in there in 1937.
Waiting for Germany to invade Poland.
We're waiting for Germany yes, and that'll happen in September of 39. But we're still trying to figure out how to feed the family in 1937. And so it's a spiral flip top thing here. This is put out by General Electric, and there's quite a bit in here. I didn't count the pages. I suppose I maybe should have told you that. 100. There's just about 105 pages or so, and there are. I won't. Good grief. The fun thing for me is to look at all the dishes, and I know everybody does that probably. When you go
You've got a Florida Golden Girl at 10 or at 8 and Charlotte at 10.
They're also at the beginning. We have a few of the modern. Now, this is 1937, and notice these all metal white kitchens are coming in. This was a new concept. Sure does not look like the kitchens of the 20s and the early 30s, but you can see most of it. There ain't no cream and green in that. So 1937. Anyway, there are pictures of the food that is prepared, and I'm always looking at the dishes. Like that cake. Oh, look, it's on a piece of Westmoreland English hobnail.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that fun? I mean, it's pretty nerdy to sit here and go through a cookbook and name the cutlery, name the dishes and things that are all. But there's a lot in here, and it's a lot of fun. And I love old cookbooks, and I bet you do too.
Florida Golden Girls got you to 15.
It's all together in one thing, and it's typical desserts, chocolate frosting. I mean, baking powder, biscuits, lemon marshmallow. Anyway, so probably lots of little depression tips in here on how to chili con carne. Ooh. Count it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it on the 1937. The New Art, General Electric Kitchen Institute. Recipe book.
All right, your fingers just went up, doing the countdown. 2, 1.
1937.
Stop. All right, looks like Florida Golden Girl swept in and grabbed it at 25.
Thank you, Florida Golden. Oh, Florida Golden, I answered your email. Yes, I did send those invoices out, and you paid for it, and it's already in the mail. So that was your green mayo. Yep, I invoiced you, you paid for it, and I shipped it either Friday or Saturday. So we're all set. All right, Patrick. So thank you so much, and thank you, Florida.
All right, my next is a pair, and this is an $8 start, and is a pair of metal banks. And so I'll start with this one, which I just really like the look. This is something I used to have in my utility room to catch my loose change. It is not particularly old. On the bottom, it actually has a website. So do not judge me on the fact this is not the oldest item in my collection. We've got a little dog doing his business along the side of a British telephone box. And what this was from Churchill's telephone kiosk money box. And it was Churchill's confectionery. So it probably had cookies. It probably had some sort of chocolates, had something in there. You bought this. It was like its own little gift tin. And it has the money slot at the top. And super simple. It just comes off and you have a little tin. The other one, I do believe, has a little bit more age to it, although this one doesn't have any marks on it specific. We've got some cool graphics on the side, and it is based on the sticker on the bottom, which includes the passcode for opening the safe. You can see it's written in German. So this evidently is a German metal box. It looks like a German post box. You've got the little slot there for your money. You've got the graphics on the side of the family in the convertible, like the life car. It has a plane in there, but it has an older style plane, propeller plane. So not 100% sure on that age. And on the back, you've got a train. So you've got plane, trains, and automobiles represented, and ships. And on whether it's considered the front or the back is the little trap door that you have the combination lock, which the combination is 353, and you can open that up, and it's a fairly large box to be able to get your money back out. So it is a pair of red metal change boxes, banks, coin boxes, whatever you want to call them. Again, now this one does have the trap on the bottom is taped on. I did not break that off. I didn't want to pull off that sticker. I'm not sure why it's taped on, so just be aware of that. I'm not sure how that's connected. And this one, pretty simple. It just pops off the top. I do see a couple of bids come in, so we don't want to spend a lot of time on these. Count it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. Sorry.
Okay,
keep better notes here. I wrote down that Christina won, and I didn't write down what she won. That'll be a problem.
And there you go. Jenny Mac at 10.
Excellent.
Oh, I think so. Let me refresh. Florida came in, but I think that might be after the stop. Give me just a second.
Appreciate it.
Jenny at 10. And Florida, your bid came in just after the stop.
Appreciate the effort, but Jenny Mac, you will be picking them up.
Oh,
go Tigers.
Now, look at that. This is a project for somebody.
Wow.
Now, it doesn't need to be repaired. It just needs its finish restored or replaced because obviously the finish is long gone. It starts at $22. I know very little about it except it was made in France around 1900. It does have a hallmark on the bottom, and it's made of metal, not pewter. A lot of times when things were silver plated and then the silver plate is gone, they have sort of the look of pewter, but this is heavier and it's not soft metal. It's not pot metal either, and I didn't stick a magnet to it. So, but it undoubtedly would have had a finish on it. Now it's a vase that stands about 6.5 inches tall, and I'll move in so you can see it up close. It does have a French hallmark on the bottom, which is here. And I know it's blurry and you're not going to be able to see that. So I'm not good. I've never studied French, so I don't know how to pronounce things in French. But the maker is on the bottom. And it's sort of Art Nouveau in its look. So we've got a winged young person with great,
Cherubim?
with great.
Seraphim or cherubim? I don't remember which is the difference.
Yeah, well, I used to know that. One is if it has
I think cherubim
wings,
has the wings.
then it's a cherub. If it's a putti, which is the Italian word putti. Anyway, I don't want to get too deep in that because that's all we'll talk about all night. There is a difference, Patrick, between a cherub and a putti. One has wings and one doesn't. Yeah, Seraphim and Sarah and Sarah Palin. I don't know. Anyway,
you just lost all your bids.
yeah. This is fantastic. It's antique, and all it needs is one of you crafters to decide how you want to finish it. It's a palette waiting for. Leave it like it is. I like it like it is.
I'd leave it like it is. That's an amazing piece.
I love it. So it's a bud vase, as you can see. Did it ever have a glass insert? Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? Sometimes they did, sometimes they didn't. But you can see it's got foliage all the way around. Again, it dates to about 1900, made in France. It's not damaged. Nothing is broken or repaired. It just simply needs someone to put a patina on it or leave it alone.
Now, do you think it had a silver plate on it? It's just been polished within an inch of its life?
I believe it had something on it. I can't imagine that it would have been manufactured looking like that.
Right.
So it was probably either silver plated or gilded, especially since it's that old. Mm-hmm. The bronze patina, like bookends and things, I see a lot of that in the 20s, but this is older than that. Get ready, Patrick, to type in the word stop. We have no interest, and I do hard stops. And if a bid comes in after the hard stop, it doesn't matter. We bring it back at the end. So there's no interest in this. We'll give it another second. We're starting at $22 on this. There's Judy Coggins at $22. And if you'd like to know what the maker's name is, I know everybody is going to. But you don't have to like try to tell me how to pronounce it. Like you'll spell it out phonetically. But if you studied French, then you can tell me. It's marked E, the letter E, and then Freres. Frere. I don't know. That's how it's spelled. How would you pronounce it?
Frere Jacques. I have no idea.
Frere Jacques. Freres. Anyway, I know Maurice Duruflé of the famous Duruflé Requiem and so forth. But anyway, we'll count it down. It's antique and it's French. Judy, you got the high bid at 22. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. I think it's charming like it is. Or it would be beautiful, restored with an antique gold finish, which can be rubbed on. Just please don't take a can of radiator spray paint.
All right, got the stop in. Looks like Judy gets a great pickup for $22.
Judy, you got it, Judy. That's probably $100 item, even if without the
leaving it alone.
Yeah, just leave it alone. Now wait, it's Judy Coggins?
Coggins, yes. Coggins.
Coggins.
And Adam does not attempt to pronounce it, but he at least gives us the definition of brothers.
Yeah, brothers. I looked that up, and I did know that was the word for brother. So whoever it is in English, his last name is Brother. I guess. Exit solo. It's time for. There you go.
All right. So we have some textiles coming up.
Okay.
This is a $28 start, and this is coming from my personal collection. So this was on my dining room table. This is where I did all my videos. Once I moved, I no longer have a round table. So this is going into the ether to find a new home. It is a 62-inch round embroider tablecloth with 6 matching napkins. So we're going to stand back a little bit. Hopefully you can still hear me. So you can see the overall design. So you can see the center. And this is what I really like about this and several of the ones I've had. The center is actually blank. So you could put this on a table and actually have a centerpiece, and you're not actually blocking half of the design.
Oh, that's nice.
But then as you look at the edges, you've got these great 5-pointed star flower petal pieces. Let me do it where you can see through them, that have that cut work design. And all of the cut work is in. If you know anything that comes from my personal collection, I only maintain the highest quality. So there are no cuts in the cut work. So nothing's torn. Everything is the way it should be. So you get these pairs of flowers at the 4 points of the compass, north, south, east, and west. You got this great cut work even in the circle. You can see those little diamond shapes that go around making the full circle. But then you also have this beautiful embroidery. So you see, hopefully some of the colors are coming through. You've got like a peach and a white, maybe an orangish and a white tangerine, some tan and white. You've got the green in the leaves, and they tendril out to the edges, which has more cut work in the edge and a whole series of these 5-pointed stars going all the way around with a scalloped and stitched edge. So you've got all the scalloping with the surged edge going around. So this is definitely machine made. Something of this size and this intricacy would almost entirely have to be machine made, but it's in fantastic shape, great colors. All the threads are still there, even this fine work going into the edges. And when you go into the napkins, the tablecloth is 62 inches round. The napkins are 16 inches square. They also have the scalloped edge, and it's also the stitch work on there is kind of a grayish color. And then what they did, so I can say that it does match, is in the corner, they all have that same, find the front and the back, that's the back, have that same, come on, we can do it, there we go, has that same star with a leaf pattern attached to it. So you get 6 of those that match, and perfect condition linen tablecloth. I did not see any bids come in, so I'm going to, if you get ready to do the stop, I'm going to go ahead and stop this, and it'll probably just go in a drawer. If I ever get a round table again, I'll use it myself. But I'd love to see it get home and go on display. But we will stop this, and I'll pass it back to Scott.
Okay. And we can always bring it back at the end of the show. Okay, I've got a deep dish pizza Victorian picture frame. This is the biggest one I've ever had. Now, of course, they come much larger than this, but this one starts at $25, and it's an actual 10 by 12. Yep. So the picture can be 10 by 12, right? The frame, of course, is a few inches larger than that. I'm giving you the measurements of the picture without a mat or anything like this. This would date to the 1880s. It has a wonderful old piece of glass in it with ripples and bubbles. And you know, that's the kind of thing that gets us antique people excited. You know, you pay attention to little details, and so do I. Don't you love a piece of antique furniture until it's reupholstered in upholstery that's just not appropriate and it drives you crazy? When I see an antique picture frame, I want to see that old glass, and we've got it here. So, in fact, if you look at the top, look at that big bubble. I don't even know if I can get you to see it. I bet I can't. Right there. I bet you can't see it. Drat, said the cat. But anyway, right there, you see it?
Oh, yeah, I can see it.
Right there?
Yep.
So there's, you don't get bubbles like that in new glass. It is made of, these are usually walnut or mahogany. And it's got, ebonized lines here, which they would typically do. This one ebony strip here and one here. And then they would either use silver or gold paint on the inside to do that. So the back of it, it still has its old wood. Be careful of that because of acid. We all know that. You don't want to put this up against a print or a picture. I love these old wooden backs, and I'm not getting rid of it, but just don't put anything right up on it because the acidity will ruin. Over the years, it'll mess it up. So a Victorian frame from the 1880s to 1890s, measuring 12 by 10. starting at 25, and I think everybody knows what to do with a picture frame. So there are no bids for it. We're going to put the stop in there, Patrick, and we'll move on and go to something else.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry, I'm back in my squeaky chair again. Did you put the? You didn't.
I just did, but Christina popped in right before it came through.
Okay, I because it came in, I'll run it, Christina, for you. I'll run it for everybody, but Christina, since you put the bid in, but I do just want to remind everybody, if you're sitting on something and you want to kind of just like, you're interested, but you want to like not put that bid in just yet, we do hard stops and we move on. That keeps it moving. There's nothing, I don't like watching when somebody talks for 30 minutes about an item, trying to get a bid. And we just do that because Patrick and I are fast-paced dudes and we like to keep it running. So again, if you see anything you like, don't be afraid to put that bid in there. 10, 9. Having said that, the high bid right now is 25, Christina Campbell. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. And Patrick, people tell me all the time they like the pace.
Good. That's what we're trying to do.
I don't. If you want a slow pace, that ain't our style here. We like to keep it rolling.
All right. Stop went back in, and it is still Christina Campbell at $25.
Christina Campbell. And Christina, I will pack it. I know how to pack these to protect that glass. So Christina, thank you so much at 25. We've got it.
All right. We got one of my behemoths, one of the big boy items coming up.
Oh, good.
So we've got the Carry-All Fort Apache Action Playset Case. There's no playset inside. So this is a $15 start. I was shocked how many of these were selling on eBay, and some of them were going for huge prices because the actual playset was included. I don't know what this is from. Fort Apache. I don't know if this is a television show. Like, was Bonanza based at Fort Apache? This seemed to be popular, and not just listed. They were selling. So you know what? I thought it'd be a fun place to try and sell it here. So this is a $15 start for the playset. It has a carrying case, so you can carry this around. Now I will say at the very top, there's a latch to keep this closed. The piece that would have latched it over is not there anymore. So it does stay closed with that, but you want to be careful as you're carrying it. It's got a plastic handle, and it's got the graphics on the front and the back are the same. It says Carry-All Action Fort Apache Playset. But what's cool about this, and when I just see this is, it's somebody's vignette or something, or, if you want to give your grandchildren tetanus, it opens up into like a corral. So you've got on the back of it, you've got little buildings that say headquarters and stable. The doors don't open, although these are dimensional. So I'm not sure. I think they're just decorative, that there's actually like a little depth to these. There's a little pathway, put down here. Once it opens, this gate swings shut. There used to be a gate on this side, which is missing. So we definitely have some condition issues in this, but it so absolutely serves its purpose. You could put your Christmas tree on this. You got a country western Christmas going. This is just weird. I've never sold anything like this. I do sometimes have toys, but this is probably 60s or 70s. It's definitely after 63 because the only mark that's on it is an address which has a zip code. So I'm thinking based on the graphics 70s, but would not swear to that. And I don't think I saw anybody in the mark of if this is just so Fort Apache was a TV show. Oh, so it was its own show. Okay. I've never heard of that one. And it was made by the Lewis Marks and Company. And somebody just said Lewis Marks. I should have said that earlier. So that's what's on there. Lewis Marks, West Virginia. I thought Lewis Marks was a German company. So they must have eventually opened up a American branch. So it's just a fun, cool, I think a great, it would look impressive on a shelf and be a conversation point for people of the right age. I did see a bid come through, and I'm not surprised. Lori and Robert tend to buy a lot of the toys that I do have. So I will start counting it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop.
And while I'm waiting for the countdown, Christina Campbell, you are in perfectly good order. That was not a jibe at you, and it wasn't a jibe at anybody. It was just a public service announcement to make sure everybody knows that we do stop. If we have no bids, we'll just go ahead and do a hard stop and bring it back at the end. So that was just some housekeeping. No need to apologize at all. No.
All right.
You have back in the day fines at 15.
That'll go. Thank you so much.
All right. How about I don't know. It's not like I have 30 items.
Decisions.
I know. What do I want to do? I don't know. Oh, let's do these little things. I don't know. This is $8, and I have two.
Did you say 8?
$8 for both of them.
Okay.
It's an offer up, but we'll start at 8. One is Popular Science, and one is What to Make. They're both dated 1950. See? No.
50 and 55.
50 and 55. 1950 and 1955. And I just love this kind of thing. I don't know. I just love. So Popular Science from October of 1955. Popular Mechanics, What to Make. And this is just from 1955. Wait. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. 1950. Just ignore me. 1950.
You can do it. We believe in you.
Oh. Anyway, there we go. Oh, look at her. She's thrilled with her big lampshade and the table that her husband made of plywood. Isn't she thrilled?
That's a good description of the table.
Anyway, so what should you go out into the garage and make in 1950 to 1955? Porch swing, of course, and
something atomic.
Something atomic. And then from 1950 is the Popular Science from 1950. So it's both magazines at 8. And I don't see any interest. What was on the cover of that other one? Popular Science. Oh, it's looks like it's a big not a derrick. What is it called? It's for a movie camera.
Oh.
Right? Isn't he filming?
Oh yeah, that's cool. Yeah, CBS. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I assumed it was construction, but you're right. That's like a television studio.
My goodness, what a camera. Okay. And I don't know, this one is ooh, amazing nylons, no runs or snags. Try that with your pantyhose. Okay, we'll put a stop to it. Yeah, I thought it was a crane too, Jenny. It's to hold a thing, a boom. Yeah. So you can put the stop in, Patrick. We didn't have any interest in that, so we'll put these aside, and we'll send it back to you.
Okay.
Okay, good. Wait, I can't see exit solo layout. There's so many things to press.
All right. This is a $12 start.
Oh, I'm supposed to put that in, aren't I?
That would be nice.
Okay, I'll do it.
And this is something I have considered keeping this for myself just because it's so complete and it's such of its era. It is the Serve Right Deluxe Corn Service Set. And just look at all the avocado green goodness with the harvest gold coloring to match your corn colored set. That is the cover. And then I'm going to try and hold this up without it dumping all over the table, because what I have is the entire set with the original dividers and everything. So you've got the little insert that holds all the corn prongs, which has the little, they are in the shape of husked corn cobs. And yes, I'm in the Midwest, the land of corn sweat. So this speaks to us. You've got 4 of the little individual salt shakers. They're not salt and peppers because who puts pepper on their salt, at least here in the Midwest. So you've got, they are somewhat color coded because this is a dark green and this is a light green, and there's 2 of the light green and there's 2 of the dark green, but I still say that they're all salts. There's the same number of holes in the top. So you have 4 pairs of the, I don't know, what do you call them? Holders, prongs, whatever those are. 4 of the individual salts, 4 of these trays. And I grew up with these trays. I do not remember, ever seeing them in the box. So I just remember we had these. And if I did not have a set of 4 depression glass corn holders, I would be keeping these just for the kitsch factor. And my personal favorite, which we did not have growing up, the butter holder with the cover in the shape of the corn cob. So you've got the little plate, which is, it's actually already, it's in the paper, and I don't want to risk tearing the cardboard, but you can see there's a little place to hold the stick of butter, and it's a modern stick of butter, the benefit of something from the 70s. And then the corn cover or the butter cover in the shape of the corn. So you have 4 bowls, plates, I don't know what you call them, the actual corn rests, 4 pairs of the prongs, 4 individual salts, and then 1 butter. And the box is in fantastic condition. There's no tears, there's no separation, no tape holding it. The inserts are all still there. The back is just the avocado green. I would say it's plastic. It's late enough that this would be plastic. I don't know exactly the year. I didn't find anything written on it. But based on the colors of this, it actually, we're getting fancy. It says the color is chartreuse. But that's just being uppity. So Serve Right, 18-piece corn service set from Los Angeles, manufactured by Royal Pacific Company. Serve Right. No other additional information, but again, I would say maybe we're at late 60s, but I'm thinking 70s. And I would say they're definitely plastic. I think I saw a bid come in.
You do.
Okay, so I will count it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop.
Jenny Mac at 12.
Excellent. Thanks, Jenny Mac.
Jenny Mac and Cheese. Oh, I haven't had macaroni and cheese in a long time. Anyway, now that you've all discovered that about me, let's do a runner. So I have to stand up. The runner starts at 20. Let me show it to you before you place bids. And there's just one tiny little hole in it, but it's antique.
Did you say 20?
It starts at $20, and it measures 5.5 feet by 13 inches. So I know that's weird, but
I'm not going to convert that. So they just get
5.5 feet by 13.
So 65 by 13.
So anyway, this is the 13.
Ooh, that's beautiful.
From here to here is 13. This is 1920s or earlier, and I will, So I have several of these. I have one very similar to this that I use on the center of my dining room table. This one I used to use on a sofa table. When I lived in somewhere else, I had a large sofa table that would accommodate this. I no longer have a sofa table long enough for it, since it is 5.5, what did I tell you? 65
by 13.
65 inches long. So there it is. It does not.
Florida Golden Girls got you up to 40. Can you clarify the colors?
Yeah, well, I will do my best on that. Obviously, these things fade, but I will let you see the edge. It never had fringe on it, and I don't care for the ones with fringe. They collect dust, and it gets ratty. So this never had fringe on the end of it. There's one very, very small hole, and that's going to be, that little hole is right there, and it's hardly worth mentioning. It's, I don't even know if you can see it. See my finger poking underneath it?
There you go. Yeah.
So that could be stitched and repaired if you wanted it to. Now, when
once that's against the wood, you'd never see it.
When I turn it around to the back, you can see how bright the colors were. This is the underside. This is not the side that you're supposed to see. But you can see the jewel tones of the 20s. Yeah. That's the part that's been on the table that has not faded. The front of it, you'll still see hints of all of that color. It's just not as vibrant because obviously the colors will fade. But still, look, that's very respectable for over 100 years old, is it not?
Absolutely.
This did not sit on a table in the sunshine and get completely washed out. So you can still see, there's the back of it, a little more vibrant than the front, but beautiful jewel tones in the front. And I can't see the comments at the moment. So if there are questions, you'll have to.
Everyone says it's beautiful, easy repair.
Yeah,
and you're up to, and Florida Golden Eagles got you up to 55.
Yeah, the repair is pretty easy. I think there's one little brown stain somewhere. I don't know. It's hardly, if you can find it if you really look, but a table runner that was made sometime from 1915 to about 1930, but I really put this in the early to mid 1920s when this kind of thing was popular. I'll count it down. 10, 9. Well, actually, hold on for just 1 second and I'll count it down.
One person is asking what it's made of.
I don't know. Sorry. I can't. I don't know. Silk, cotton. I don't know. I don't know. It has a shininess to it.
I would base on the 8. I guess silk.
Yeah, I would say silk.
It's too early to be a polyester. So.
Oh, no. And see how shiny the material is?
Yeah, exactly. I don't think that's cotton.
Yeah, I don't think so either. It's a good question, and I apologize that I just can't tell you what fabric it's made out of. But 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Do I look mysterious or stupid? I probably look stupid.
You look something.
Than mysterious. Anyway. And no, I am not folding it on top of the same folds where people fold it year after year after year and it gets messed up. I know not to do that.
All right. Stop went in.
But
looks like Jenny Mac for 88.
Jenny Mac got it. Thank you, Jenny. Thank you, everyone who placed bids. It really makes a rich interior. I love it, and I have a smaller one on my dining room table. You'll love it, Jenny. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay, so anyone who's watched me for a while knows I do like to do a lot of ephemera. Some of my boxes of ephemera are still missing. They're mixed somewhere in the basement. So what I was able to find was a set of stuff that was set to the side. And I figured, you know what? This is a good place to sell it. Because what these are old magazines that have lost their covers. The insides are complete, but the outside is missing. And so this is, you get a lot of 3 for a $10 start. And had to do a little digging as I went through these. You still, like I said, the cover is missing, but you can go through and figure these out. This is a Life magazine from 1921. And I know that because there's a piece of artwork in here that has a copyright of 1921. And there's a page of stories which has a header of 1921. So there are references that this is a 1921 issue. Each page shows that it's Life magazine. This one just doesn't have to say the year on each, but you've got some fantastic, and again, these are going into true antique. This is 21. The other two I'm going to show you are older than this. So we're all in black and white. You know, we don't have the luxury of color at this point, but we still have some great ads. The old Life magazines are a slightly smaller format. This is actually the shortest of the three that I'm going to show. But, you know, it includes poems. It includes comic strips. It's the Manning Bowman quality wear, looks like thermoses. So you just got some great vintage advertisement, some great articles, some wonderful illustrations in the old Life magazine. So it's the Life from 1921. Then I also have the Metropolitan magazine from 1917. This is a slightly larger format. So you've got an ad in the front and articles and ads on the back. Inside, this is probably going to use a lot for the advertising. You know, there's just some great individual illustrations, some great ads for Why Did He Tempt Death? Richard Harding Davis series of books. New Olivers at half the price, the Oliver Typewriter Company. So you've just got a great snapshot in time. Read what she says about Ingram's milkweed cream. Milkweed is what grows monarch butterflies. I know that from my entomologist husband. Diamonds for $70 per carat. Oh, we do have a little bit of color. One father writes of billiards. We have a full house all the time. Brunswick home billiard tables. So this is Metro 1917. And then the last one is the oldest. This is a very large format. And I'll actually hold this opposite the Life magazine so you can see the difference. How much bigger. The Ladies' Home Journal from 1906. So you've got great, you know, some background information on Ladies' Home Journal. Mrs. Ralston's answers. You got fashion magazine answers. And again, great ads. Hosiery, shoes, shears, you got stitchery instructions. Check out the fashions, business gifts, spring clothes. So this would make, you know, great for like Sparkle and Munch collage, scrapbooks. Some of these individual ads, you frame these, put them in your powder room, put them in your utility room. You know, an ad for community silver. No one else is going to have these. You've just got some great vintage advertisements and some wonderful articles that give you a snapshot of time. So not the glitzy covers that everyone's always looking for, but I thought it'd be a fun addition for tonight's sale. Not seeing any bids coming in. So as we said, we're not going to waste time and stuff people don't want. So I'm going to pass these back to, put a stop and pass it back to Scott.
Okay, the stop is in. All right, starting at $20, I have a little antique stool, which I'll give you the measurements for, and this starts at 20. And it measures 9 by 14 by 8. So it is 9 by 14 by about 8 inches tall. And it has a delightful old upholstery on it. And the old upholstery is in really nice condition.
Christina's got you up to 25.
And I just love all of the scuffs on it. That doesn't bother me at all. But I'm weird. I like my antique furniture to show its age. You know, have you ever seen a face that's just had too many facelifts? Better left alone. Sometimes with antique furniture, they strip it, they refinish it. It just loses its life. I don't know. That's just me. But you know what? It wouldn't be a shame to put some scratch cover on there. It wouldn't be a problem. It's not mahogany. It's mahogany stained. So this is just an inexpensive wood. that had no fancy grain to it. And the stain that was put on it, the finish that was put on it, had a mahogany stain in it. So what's scratched off is the old stain, and you're seeing the lighter colored wood underneath. But I'll back up. The legs are strong. They're not
Judy's
loose.
got you up to 51.
No, they have the little metal. I don't know how much good those things do on your carpet, but it's just a tiny little adorable footstool, and it's an antique. Again, I would date this to around 1920 or so, maybe later than that, maybe as late as 1930. And it has a really nice antique upholstery. So we'll count it down.
Cabriole leg.
Yeah, a cabriole
pad
leg.
Foot.
Thank you for pointing out the cabriole leg. Didn't mention that, so thank you, Patrick. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Okie doke.
All right, the stop went in. Oop, let me refresh. Got last minute attacks.
I love the upholstery on that. I hope you guys could tell it's green with like a red rose.
All right, if Karen can back me up, I refreshed and it did change the order. So it shows that CC did come in time at 71.
If it's CC, are you the CC that I know? Meaning, have you bought from me before, or are you a new CC? And congratulations, CC. And sometimes we have to ask clarification questions.
Yes.
Sometimes we have to ask clarifying questions. CC says, yes, sir. So CC, if I go to my email and I search CC, I'll find you. Yeah? Good. All right. I'm just making sure, CC. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody who bid. I appreciate that.
All right. The next item, also coming from my personal collection, we've got a $25 start. And this is, I used to have a collection of globes above my window, and this fit quite nicely in there.
25.
It is
so sorry.
$25 start.
There it is.
It is a bronze patinated eagle on top of a globe. The bottom has a felt cover on the base. I did not peel that back, so I do not know if there's anything underneath it. If there was ever a label, it was probably a sticker that went on this. I do not know the age. It is in fantastic condition. You can see it, like even the finish is not scratched up. It's got that bronze patination to it, but it's very consistent. It's in some beautiful detail. The feathers are all pressed into the edges. It's very clean. It's impressive looking. Let me got the tape measure right here. It is 11 inches tall, and it probably weighs about a pound. There's a decent, maybe a little over a pound. There's some decent weight to this. I just really like the looks of it. It looked fantastic up with, some books on either side of it. You could make this into a bookend because it's heavy enough. It could definitely hold stuff up, but it still has the delicacy of the wings are fairly thin. So it just looks pretty, for lack of a better term. I wish I could tell you more about it. I wish I could tell you who made it. I wish I could tell you the age. I do not know. It's just an impressive piece, a little piece of objet d'art. And that's about all I can say about it. I see a bid come in, so I'll go ahead and start counting it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. All right, so it looks like Roxanne gets it for 25. Congrats, Roxanne.
Well, it's 9 o'clock, but We're not going to take an intermission. I just made that executive decision. Is that okay with you, Patrick?
Fine by me.
And I'm unanimous in that. Hey, that's a salt and pepper shaker you're not going to find. And you know how I know that? Because I'm going to start the bidding at $20. There are none currently for sale on eBay, and there have been none for sale in the last 30 days. And I never find this. I've had two in my lifetime, and I bought them both together. That is a combination salt and pepper shaker in green plastic. It is Art Deco. This was patented. Well, the man patented it. He applied for his patent in 1935 or 34. I'm sorry. He filed his patent in 1936. He was granted the patent right for this in 1938. So we know that this went into production as early as 1938. It's in excellent condition with no damage. It's salt on one side, pepper on the other. And the way that the gizmo functions is that one side of it is always open. You can see there, these holes are always open. And if you would like the pepper, the salt side is the side that is always open. So this side right here, and it tells you underneath, you have two corks. You put the salt in here, you put the pepper in here. All right. So you always have salt, but to stop the salt and get the pepper, you press it. And when you press it, it closes itself off. I don't know if you'll be able to see that, but it closed off the salt, and now only the pepper is open, and you can get your pepper out. When you let go of it, it slides back. It shuts off, and so it's a combination. It's called the Richter, Richter shaker. And again, as I said, it has a patent number on it. You can look up this patent number, and I did, and I read all about Mr. Richter and the patent from 1936, and that's what it is. Green. It is a green type of plastic. And it's not cracked. It's 4 inches tall. Questions, comments? Questions, comments? Philomena has a bid of 20. That's the opening bid, and I'm going to count it down. I don't know how rare this is, but have you ever seen one?
I've never seen one.
I've only seen one other in my lifetime, and it was red, and I bought it from the same collector who I bought this one from as well. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. On the 1936, 1938 Richter Art Deco salt and pepper combination shaker. And Philomena gets it at 20. And Philomena, yes, indeed. Guess what? I zipped right back to the UPS before those boxes went out and said, give me a magic marker. And we wrote your unit on all of them because I didn't get it on the label, but I got it on the boxes. So every box coming to you has got your unit on it. So thank you, Philomena, at 20.
Okay.
Let me write that.
My next item is a $5 start. And this is, again, coming from my personal collection. And this one has a little bit of history within the vintage community because I purchased this from the Antique Nomad, from George, because I am a personal fan of Dr. Pepper. And so I picked this up early days when he was first starting his live sales. And what this is, I put it in this little case, and I will include the case so it's nice to display. But what this is, the cases are actually pretty cool too. You can get the cases off of Amazon. They hold coins, they hold all kinds of dimensional items. What this is it is a vintage pencil top or pen top for Dr. Pepper. So it's got the little Dr. Pepper logo. You can see, for those who are fans of Dr. Pepper, that is not a contemporary Dr. Pepper logo. And it's got the little clip on there that you'll be able to clip that to the top of your pen. So you have the pen clip, put it in your pocket. You can have it on the edge, put it on the top of your pencil. I never tried to bother to do anything with that. I just put it in this little display. It is just a fun little capture of time. I didn't actually look to see when that logo was used, but I'm going to assume that's like 50s, 60s would have been like probably when something like this would have been popular. So I'm not exactly sure how old this is. It's relatively thin the way it's set up, so you'd have to probably expand it a little bit to get it to fit onto the tip of a pencil. But again, I will include the little case, and a lot of the things that I'm now doing as for my personal collection. One of the pieces of furniture that I got rid of was a display unit. So a bunch of stuff that I had sitting in my loft no longer has a place. So I had a lot of free things. Sure, there's plenty of places I can put things on display here as well, but getting older, I'm making quality over quantity, and things that are more important to me I'm keeping. Things like this are fun. I'm passing them on to someone who can enjoy it. So I see some bids coming in, so I'll go ahead and count it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. And I can't say highly enough about these little cases. If you've never seen them, they're great for coins, but they're good for buttons. And the little plastic membrane is surprisingly flexible. I've had some pretty thick items go into these cases. It holds them with no problem whatsoever. So, then this one, it's not tearing. It's a nice little piece. So it looks like it's going to Kentucky Digger Steve. So it's heading south, not quite back to Texas, but we're going to Kentucky. So I apologize, Steve. I don't think you bought from me. If you did, I apologize. I forgot. Just make sure you send me an email with your information. I would appreciate it.
All right, then. Why don't we keep it going? That was nice. Now, this is an unusual item. I've got to back my chair up again. Starting at, and this I had in my preview video. This starts at $45. It's an antique. It is made of mahogany. And so starting at $45. Now, when I saw it, I thought, well, that's got to be something from a store, like a store display. Patrick, and you might be able to help me out on this. I'm not certain, but I'm certain of what I know it's not. I'm certain of, I've really studied it and I've thought a lot about it. So there's a lot of things we can rule out, but anyway, this probably dates to about 1920 or so. It's kind of in that era. And I'll let you see from the bottom, here's the mahogany, and you can see it's weighted. See, these are like lead in the shape of coins, and they're held in there to add weight to this base. And this is gilded, and it's adjustable, as you can see here. There's a wing nut, and we can adjust it. And here's the front of it, which is just beautiful. Now, there's nothing on this. So, Patrick, what are your thoughts other than a store display? Something went on this in a store on a counter.
My guess, based on its height, is a menu board. So it's a little low, but that little spot where the wood insert would be, if that would have been a clip, it could have held the menu of the day.
Actually, it's not.
Okay.
Yeah, and I wasn't trying to trick you.
No, no,
Because
no.
I saw, and it looks like that. What you're looking at when you see that spot right there, if I turn this around to the back, you see two screws here. There was another screw here that's gone, and whoever replaced that screw, they went in too far,
Oh,
and
that's the other side.
that had to be patched.
Okay.
So there's a patch mark right there.
The fact that it tilts, I would be surprised if it would be a store display because it would be it'd be too tenuous to have something tip off of it. So it does
Yeah,
seem like it'd be something to read.
that was my thought, but there's nothing to keep paper on
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
In other words, there's no ledge here,
Right.
and there are no ghost marks. So that was my thought, and I studied all of that, but there's no place on here anywhere where anything was attached to the front. You would have seen ghost marks, and again, that spot right there was plugged when a screw came out. Somebody put another screw in there, and they broke through it.
I love it
And
though.
but I think that it could have had a piece of jewelry that might have hung on it.
Kentucky Digger Steve also thought jewelry. Janice
But
is saying maybe a necktie.
well, anyway, it's I think it was. Let's put it this way: it's some type of a commercial piece, and boy, how much fun could you have with it? And different things you could do. You can unscrew the wing nut, of course, and then fold. This is just, it's just where it happens to be resting. But it doesn't sit flat like a table. It's not. Somebody said, well, it's a miniature. It's a salesman's sample tea table or candle shield, but it's really not that either, because of the dimensions of it. So something in a store but whatever you put on there, I think it's going to be exciting. And let me move my chair back in, and the condition is excellent. And look at the mahogany.
It is great condition.
Yeah, the condition is really good.
I mean, if you use the scalloped in the corners, like that could hold a necklace. Yeah, so it just would have grabbed around and cinched at those corners. Somebody just said even like a small fur stole. I like the idea of something that can hang.
Yeah.
I just don't see it being something that would always hold flat.
No, I don't see it as sitting flat. In
Yeah.
fact, and I'm certain that it wouldn't. The proportions are wrong.
Right.
It would if it sat flat, and I can't. That wing nut is in there so tightly. Anyway, if it sat flat, the top would be too far above this. You'd see too much hardware. It just wouldn't.
It'd be aesthetically not pretty.
It wouldn't work. Yeah. So, but you know what? In those old stores and businesses and things, there are items that, who knows? Well, we'll count it down. 10, 9. I guess there's a bid. I think there's a bid. Where do you go? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. I've had this for quite a while. It's extremely well made, very fancy, and made of, as I said, made of walnut.
All right. Looks like, oh, let me refresh because a bunch of bids came in at the same time. Looks like Lori Perry was the last one to come in before the stop at 51.
Okay. And the Perry's, your box is the one that didn't go out because I boxed it all up, put it out on the porch, and then I found that ashtray, and I said, doggone it, to get that box back in here and put that ashtray, but it's all boxed back up again with that Cambridge ashtray in there, so it's all coming. No, it's not a chairside writing desk. It's way too tiny for that, but that would be cute. Thank you, everyone, and thank you to the Perrys who purchased that piece. And Patrick, take the floor.
All right. This next item is you get the entire lot. It's a $10 start. And this just appears to be reliving my childhood. What I've got are new old stock of Empire quality ballpoint pens, which once sold for 29 cents. They are still in their blister pack, and there are 3 different styles. So you've got the Empire pen with all the fans asking for the football player's autograph. You have the school kids with their little cable knit sweater, V-neck sweaters. So I'm thinking these are 70s. And you've got the housewife with the rotary phone and her bulletin board with all of her notes with the pen. There are addresses on here, but not necessarily a way that you'd be contacting them. So even though there's no zip code, I don't think these are pre-1963. I just think they just didn't put the zip code on because it was just the Empire Pencil Company. It was a retractable point and long life brass cartridge. And actually, I didn't pay attention. That one's blue. Are they all the same color? No, they're not. That one, the first one's blue. This one appears to be black. And then this one also appears to be blue. Now, obviously, I cannot guarantee that these work. To me, the value is you're not buying these to get the pen. Yeah. You're buying these because they're just super cool. They are going to remind somebody else of their childhood. It would make a great little addition to, something like this. We're a little late for back to school, but something you want to do, teacher, you've got the little teacher's apple right there. They're just fun. And so when I saw them, I went to the flea market over the beginning of the month. I did not need to buy anything, but I saw these and I'm like, these are just too cool. It's not an era that I typically, again, I don't really like to relive my childhood. So it's not something I encourage, but I thought I thought these were fun. So I see a bid coming in. So I will just go ahead and start counting it down. 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. And of course, you get all 3.
Okay, there you go.
All right, so Florida Golden Girl, thank you very much for grabbing those at 20.
Now, I have to say, I ran all over my house thinking, I've got to find someplace to put this. And then I realized, you big dummy, you can't keep everything. You don't need it. You don't need it. And it's too old for 1925. Starting at $45 is a phenomenal antique oak clothing rack meant to hang on the wall.
That is phenomenal. I love that.
Patrick, I fell off the floor when I saw it. Fell off the floor. I fell on the floor. We've all seen these floor models, the pole, the 3 feet. Everybody's seen that. I've never had one that was meant to hang on the wall. How do you know it's antique? Well, it's oak. And we know that oak ruled the roost from, 1885 to the 30s. Well, it really went out before the 30s, but they were still making some oak furniture in the 30s. But anyway, this is going to date to around 1900. Let me get...
Cheryl's starting you strong at 60.
Let me get close up. 1900, 1890s to 1900. Look at the back of it. This is the back. I'm showing you the back of it first. I'm showing you the top of it. Look at all that old dirt. And then we'll turn it this way. I love that it's old oak that has never been refinished. We'll go from the bottom up. So you put your screw through here, a big old brass screw. Beautiful oak. Then as we go up, another screw will go here in the top. The only thing that is missing from it is, you see this beadwork right here? Many times that's wood or plaster. In this case, it is metal. So this this beadwork in metal was held on with wire brads, and we can see it goes all the way across, and we're missing a segment of it right there. And then it finishes out. See? Now, you know what? Leave it like it is. If it's bugging you, you know what I would do? Snip it from the side and patch the front part, you know, where you see it. Or just
hang your hat over it. No one will know.
Hang your hat, no one knows. Each one of these iron hooks has a place for 1, 2, and 3. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So nothing broken on it. Just that little bit of decorative beadwork right there, which in this case was metal. And that kind of surprised me because I've seen that beaded work before done in wood. So something from the 1890s. I thought about hanging this next to the front door at my own house here, but I really have plenty of those floor, the big oak ones that sit on the floor. So those, I don't need this. So we'll count it down unless there are any questions. Are there any?
Nope. Everyone loves it though.
Well, they can have it. It's 14 inches tall, and sticking out from the wall, it would stick out 9 inches. So you'd have to have that clearance for it. Okay, we'll count it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Let's give it a second. Sylvia, you need to fix your bid. I don't think you meant 6,000. Okay. I would love it, and I wouldn't turn you down. This is so nice. I haven't had a wall-mounted one before.
All right. All of them can't. Oh, well, let me just refresh.
Never had a wall-mounted one before.
I did get, Cheryl Miller did come in before the stop at 67. I apologize, Sylvia, you missed it. You came in just after.
Cheryl, and that's with a C. I have to be very careful with spelling because we have to search through our emails to get you. Cheryl Miller. Got it at 67. Thank you, Cheryl, and everyone else who was interested in that. You're going to love that, Cheryl. It's very nice and unusual.
I see your metal work and I raise you my own metal work. So also something I've never offered before. This is a $15 start.
Okay.
It is, and there actually is a front and a back to this. It is a Demitas cup and saucer caddy. So if you look, a little bit easier to see from the top, you can see there are 6 hooks. So this would be for a complete set of cups and saucers, 4 hooks on the front, and then 2 on the back. So you would actually have a front and a back to this. You'd have more of your cups on the front. Size-wise, it is worth mentioning. I originally had this, came with a set of daisy cups from Lillian Porcelain, and they did not properly fit because the cups were too small and the saucers were too deep. So this is a little over about 13 and a half inches long, wide, and 10 and a half inches tall. So you've got only about 3 inches between each hook. So if you hook if you hang the cups so they kind of nest into each other, it can hold a little bit bigger cups. But where your limitation comes in is this is where all of the saucers go. So there's this little rack down here. There's a place to nest them on either side. They just stack next to each other. All 6 of the saucers have to fit into here. So if the saucers are too deep, again, they're not going to fit in there. So this ended up holding 4 of the 6, but those are going into a different project. So this is now standing alone. It is it did not come with the Lillian porcelain, which was the set was from the 60s. So but I would say this is probably from the 60s, from that era of the cocktail set, place for everything in its place. It's got the nice beaded feet. So you could have this on your sideboard, have your coffee service, have your tea service, have this all available to bring this out into your, whether you're serving tea, you're having coffee in the breakfast room, you'd be able to bring everything out in one nice little caddy. It is, I don't see, so Karen's thinking it's depression, which would make sense because that would make them a little bit smaller. I wouldn't have thought that this was that old, but there's definitely age to it. So I'm not going to argue with Karen either. Like I said, I got it as part of a set from the 50s or 60s. So anyway, I'm not seeing any bids on it. I probably need to find a set that I can just sell the whole thing together. But I thought this would be a place to, everyone would have their own collection. But I don't see a bid, so I will go ahead and pass it. And take you back to you, Scott.
Okay, put the stop in there. And let's, I know what I need to do because it's sitting back here on that chair, but you can't see it. Okay, I have to stand up. I have a lamp. It's an antique mahogany lamp from about 1920. It starts at $25. And with this one, you get the lampshade. And I don't have, the cord on it is not long enough for me to be able, I'm going to move in, but I want you to see what it looks like lit. So it stands about 15 inches tall. And as I said, I'm going to move in just a second, but this is just so you can see it lit. It is mahogany and it is an antique. And with this one, you'll get the shade. So I'm now going to turn it off and unplug it so I can get up close to you and let you see it. I rewired it and I put an Art Deco era sort of plug on it. Details mean a lot to me. And there it is. This is mahogany. I'm going to let you see how beautiful the wood is. And we'll go all the way up the lamp. And you're going to get this wonderful bell shade, which is an older one, not necessarily one that's as old as this lamp, but I think it works well. What do you think? You think the shade works well?
I think it's perfect.
It's a silk shade in excellent condition. You don't get the light bulb. Look at that beautiful old socket. Again, that is a wonderful antique socket. I rewired it. I didn't put any new felt on the bottom of it, so you can some of the old felt is still there. But there's the socket, and you can see how pretty the mahogany is. Isn't that nice wood? I love these wooden mahogany lamps, and they were very popular in the the Edwardian era and the 1920s. You can see that this silk shade is in wonderful condition. And it is one that sits on the light bulb. So we're going to go ahead. I think it works so well with this beautiful antique mahogany lamp that we'll just keep them together. I've seen these in the catalogs for sale as early as 1912, 1915. And they continue to make these mahogany table lamps like this. They fall out of fashion in the 30s. So we'll count this down. I think the high bid now is 30. Oh, don't put anything in it really brighter than that's a 15-watt bulb. This is an accent lamp. You're not going to read the New York Times by this. So you really don't want to put anything brighter in it than a 25-watt bulb, unless you use the light bulbs that don't put out heat. 10. It's just a regular standard size socket. So you can put any light bulb in it you want. It's not a chandelier socket, but just a standard light bulb. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. I do too, Karen. In fact, when I go to other people's homes, I'm always like, they think I'm a bat. Turn the lights off. I don't think there's a single light bulb in my house that's over 60 watts, except one where I sit and read. I can't stand a bright light bulb. I don't know.
So $35 to Susan Sherritt Hood.
Susan, Miss Hood got it at 35. Oh,
Correct.
Okay. Thank you so much, Susan, and everyone who placed bids on that. Oops. At 35. Okay.
All right. And for something totally different, need a hobby? Fly pigeons. So what this is a full lot of ephemera coming up, and it is a $10 start.
Okay.
First item is a bumper sticker. And that kind of gives you the theme of what we're talking about. So you get a book on pigeon queries, published by C.E. Twombly, Medford, Massachusetts. Trying to find a date on this one. It does have some copyright information on here. Initially, the copyright was 1892, purchased in 1901. This is the 5th edition. I would say this is early 20th century because it does have that printing, the binding style of the staples along the edge with then the jacket glued over it. So you're probably like 1905 to 1910 for this. So it is a booklet about pigeons, overcrowding, buying homers, pigeons with poultry, inbreeding, lime water, everything you could possibly want to know or not want to know about raising pigeons. Then you've got the practical side of pigeon racing, fairly thick book. Again, this does not have a date on it, but there is a reference in the beginning that it is dedicated to the late King George VI. And King George VI died in 1962. So I would say this is probably in the 60s because I can't imagine they would have been lamenting his loss for much more than a year or two after he passed. A couple of condition issues. I think this was stored in a barn, so you've got some moisture on the bottom. But it's a small book for great use to pause special pocket diaries for fanciers. And so this is all about pigeon racing. So you've got instructions. There's even diagrams of what you need to do and some individual images of the pigeons. And then the final piece is kind of a combination scrapbook instruction manual. It comes in this old-fashioned binder. On the front is a kind of a metal plate that it says St. Charles, which is the town actually where I now live. It kind of looks like something that came off of a trophy or a plaque of some sort that they then attached to this book. I don't think they were intended to go together. So it's a little bit of a marriage, but it's a service loose leaf notebook, again, probably from the 60s, maybe the 70s. And it includes information on homing pigeons. So there's the U.S. Department of Agriculture Farmers Bulletin about homing pigeons. And then it's kind of like turned into a scrapbook. So they found all these pictures of different types of pigeons, which are on like notebook paper. You can see it's 3-hole punched notebook paper. And as you're working through, there's pigeon comic strips. There's pictures of homing pigeons. There's contest results, advertisements, newspaper clippings. It is just a scrapbook of someone who raised homing pigeons. So I just kind of keeping it all together as just this weird little ephemera lot. If somebody raises pigeons themselves, a farmer of some sort, somebody in family, in the war. Here's a whole thing about the trophies won by that pigeon. It's just a cool little snapshot in time with a fairly thick booklet of just weird little articles and pictures and stories about raising pigeons. And you get the little St. Charles plaque to go with it. So you get the booklet, the scrapbook, the bumper sticker, which still has the paper on it, so I'm sure it's still adhesive. The practical side to Pigeon racing, and the early 20th century Pigeon Queries booklet. I did see a bid come in, so I'll go ahead and start counting it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop.
Okay, Dennis Romero.
Perfect.
Looks
Congrats,
like.
Dennis. Picking up the Pigeon set.
Okay, I have to back up again to hold this up. This starts, this item starts at $75. And it's a Hamilton Beach, what they call a malt mixer, but we'll just call it drink mixer, milkshake machine mixer. Now, there are plenty of reproductions out there. This is the real thing. It's model, this particular one is model number 27, which was only made for a few years. It's the first one that had a completely domed top on it. It's cast iron, porcelain, and it's got the cream. So these came in cream, green, and black. The black ones were usually in bars and that kind of thing. The green and the black for commercial, the green and the cream for commercial use, but home use as well. It purrs like a kitten. Works beautifully. I will tell you that if someone purchases it simply as a display piece, beautiful. If someone purchases it because you want to use it, I would rewire it. It does work with this cord, but this is not a safe cord. It's beginning to crack. That's just the insulation cracking, but that needs to be replaced. So rewiring something like this is one of the easiest home projects that you can come up with. So Hamilton Beach, model number 27, and it has the automatic. Now this is a milkshake tin. This is the actual milkshake. What am I trying to say? And I worked at a custard stand forever. I've made millions of milkshakes on machines like this, believe me. And yes, they were old Hamilton Beaches. The on-off switch is up here underneath. So in order to run it, you have to stick this up and you engage the motor that way. I plugged this in and ran it some other time for like a show and tell. I can't reach a place right now to plug it in. So you'll have to simply trust me when I tell you it runs beautifully and purrs like a kitten. So if there's no interest in it, we'll put it down. And Hamilton Beach, 1940s, 30s, 40s, model number 27, original malt beater, electric milkshake beater. You don't need to do any bicep curls with that thing. Oh, I mean, you could use that for that. All right, we'll put the stop in there. Ooh, there's dust coming off of it. Just put the stop in. We have no bids on it. I might decide to put it.
Lori came in immediately after the stop.
All right, well, what time? It's 20 of. We'll bring it back, Lori. It's because it's almost 10, so I'll bring it back without any problems.
Do you want to just run it now, Scott? You want to start it at 75 again?
Well, I don't want you to lose your. That's fine with me, but I don't want to run out.
No, we're good. Lori's here. She came in right at the time I said stop, so it was a fair bid.
That's fine. I don't want to take up time and run off.
All good.
You to sell. 10. All right, so I'll count it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. It's got all four of the little feet on the bottom of it. That thing is so heavy.
My leg seems to have gotten longer, but I did stop in again, and it's still lowering at 75.
Okay. All right. Thank you, L. Perry. And let me write this down, and then I can go and put Patrick back on. Thank you, Robert and Lori. Exit solo layout, solo layout. Okay.
Okay. Next item. This is my other big boy that I've got tonight. This is a $20 start. And what this is a Fiberboard laundry box.
Oh, you said 20?
20. It's a Fiberboard laundry box, pretty decent size. I'll open this up. Looking online, these appear to be the common philosophy behind these is they're from the 20s or 30s. I do not know that. I do not know if they are military. There's no indication that this is military, but that's what I thought they were originally for. It does still have the original label on there. It is a Fiberco. And if you futz through it, it is Laundripak. Laundripak. So it is a branded, and that is the original logo. And looking at that, I could see this is a 20s to 30s style logo. But what this is the strap is still attached and it is still functional. There is a little bit of rust on the canvas strap there where the buckle had been in place probably for a little bit too long, but it's completely functional. Excuse me. The window that you would actually use this to mail, whether you're mailing your laundry or something else, you can see on the reflection, there is still the plasticine cover where you would put your address on that one. This one, that little cover is missing. Oh, thank you, Florida Golden Girl. She knows her military. So it would have specified that it was military. So that's a good point. So there's I think there's 2 places for addresses. I'm not sure why there's 2 places for addresses, but this one still has a little plastic cover. This one is no longer there. I don't think that detracts from anything. It's also missing one of the brads. You can see there's a hole there. And when you open it up, that makes more sense. There is a brad still here, and the hole here would have been for where the brad came through on this side. Now it's a traditional style brad, so you could always replace it. And I think what that was done is you would take the brad out, slide the address into the little window, and then put the brad back in so that the address doesn't slide back out. So if you wanted to use this one, again, I'm not sure one was the return address and one was the direct address. I'm not sure why there's 2 of them, but is in great condition. Other than that one missing brad, all the rivets holding the rest of the framework is still in place. The corners, the rivets are still there and is still in great condition. There's a 39C written on here, kind of in a chalk or something. It's a white. I haven't tried to rub that off, but I just thought that adds to the detail. All of the brass corners are still here. And it'd be a functional box, shipping box, but it also just looks really cool for storage. As you look at the bottom, you can see there's a little bit of bowing to it. The lid still fits on perfectly. And there's a little bit of a pressure point where some of the fiberboard, there's a little bit of a crack in it. But again, all the rivets are in place for holding all the seams together. And because this is the inside, this one doesn't have the brass corners. So this one would be covered up by the other piece. So, you got your kids off at college, they can ship their laundry home just for you to do it for them. I just think this is a cool old piece. It takes up a little bit too much room in my booth. So that's why I wanted to try and sell it here. I think I've got a box big enough, or I could just wrap this thing in paper and ship it on its own. But I don't see any bids. So I will go ahead and pass on this and send it back to Scott.
Okay, at $35, I have a hanging light fixture, which you will have to rewire. Or if you purchase it, your electrician will have to rewire it. It's classic 1925 to 1935, and look, excuse me. What's so super fantastic is a lot of times when these light fixtures get taken down, this decorative piece that goes up to the ceiling is missing. You'll find many, 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 many of these. I find them frequently, 9 times out of 10, that's missing. So this will fit, Ellen. This can be adapted for home use any way that you want. So it is a hanging fixture, and it is just lovely. You can see that it's got beautiful old. Those sockets are worth $20 a piece. I'm telling you, with these paddles, what they call the on-off paddle. See that? If anyone purchases this, I'm just letting you know that these are valuable sockets, and so they should be saved as well. Don't throw those out, please don't. And the way some of you may be wondering how this would have been used, quite often they were just plain old naked light bulbs that would hang. But sometimes, if it wasn't a naked light bulb, you would have a fitter like this, which will screw on. It's threaded. It's universal. It'll screw on to the bottom of the socket like that. Yeah. And then that will accommodate a glass shade like that. I'm not selling this shade because I've only got one, but that's an Art Deco glass shade. So you can have naked light bulb, or you can have actual glass shades that attach to them as well. And sometimes there were shades that clipped in reverse. So the price is $35 for the circa 1925, 1930 ceiling fixture. And of course, the chains can be shortened or lengthened depending upon your ceiling height, the height of your ceiling. So there's no interest in this. I'm going to going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Jenny has placed a bid of 35, so I will count it down. Thank you, Jenny, for your bid. Now, remember, I will say, once again, it has to be wired. But these are wonderful antique sockets. And Jenny, if whoever does whoever wins, whoever does your wiring for you, if they tell you that these sockets are not safe, you can tell them, I told them, they don't know what they're talking about. These sockets are perfectly safe, and don't you let them take these off and throw them away. I'll buy the sockets back from you. Okay, but the sockets, I'm telling you, with these paddles are valuable. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. So if you do change the sockets, don't throw them out because you're throwing $40 into the trash can. Cream and green, and I don't need it because I don't have anywhere to hang it here, but it would be perfect in this house. Jenny got it at 35?
Yep.
Okay. Jenny got it at 35. Thank you, Jenny.
All right. Knock, knock. What I've got is a brass door knocker, and this is a $10 start. So what you've got is, when you first look at this, it seems like this should be the knocker. This little skinny part, like that would be the part. But if you try to do that, the entire thing would be backwards. So what you've got is, it's easier to show it from the back.
Mhm.
You've got a hole at the very top and a hole at the very bottom. These are probably designed to have a nail go in, as opposed to it would have to be a very small screw. So this would be a brass headed nail that you would put into your wood of your door or on the side of your door. And what you've got is a 3-masted ship, whether it's your Nina or Pinta or the Santa Maria, and the entire ship becomes the door knocker. So the entire ship lifts up on its hinge. You can see there's a little bit of a rounded belly on the base plate that goes flat. This is what goes flat against your door, so that when you've got your door, you'd be able to lift this up and use your door knocker. There's some really nice detail in here. They've got waves that are coming up the bottom of the ship. The ship itself has a rudder. It's got flags coming off the top. There's even some creases in the sail, some detail in the wood, some really nice casting went into this. I'd be guessing this is maybe from the 50s, 60s. I don't think this would have been still popular in the 70s, but it could be. By the 70s, everything was an eagle for bicentennial. But it is relatively small scale. Its total height is about 3¼ inches for the top to the bottom. But there's just a really nice patina on that. Just a really cool piece, and thought this would be a good place to offer it. You can see the back, not quite so much detail. There's no founder's mark or anything on it, but there is still some detail. Oh, actually, it looks like that might be a person holding the rudder. I noticed that from the front. But yeah, looks like a little man in a fishing hat with the rudder. So if you need to let people know, give people a nice way to enter your home, even put it on your bedroom door in case you need some privacy. You've got your own little sailing ship door knocker, but I don't see any bids and not going to waste any more time. It's getting too close to the top of the hour, so I'll pass it over to Scott.
I think Virginia had placed a $10 bid.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that was it. Thank you, Virginia. We're going to count it down really quick. Thank you. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. Did not mean to miss you, Virginia. All bids are welcome and appreciated. I'm watching for the stop to come through. Oh, looks like Jenny might have snuck in. Virginia, I'm sorry. I missed yours, and then it ended up you didn't even get it. So thank you, Jenny, picking that up for 15.
I was thinking about bidding on that myself. I think it's older than what
You think it's older?
I think it's from the 1920s or 30s. Yeah. The galleon ship was such a popular motif, and the way it's stylized, it's looking real 20s, 30s to me.
Oh, okay. Well, appreciate the input.
And then I thought, well, no, I can't bid because I'm counting down the things. So I'm pretty sure it's from the 20s or 30s, right around 1930. But so that's so cool. Anyway, nobody knocks on my door, so who cares? Hey, how about a pretzel tin? $12 on the pretzel tin. It's Bachman's Pretzels, oven fresh. And it's in good shape. What did I say? Did I say 12? I think I said. Okay. Gosh, I don't see a date on it. I guess the 40s to the 50s, maybe the 40s or 50s. But it's in good condition. I don't know. I guess the inside. Oh. Well, I'm not going to be putting my tea bags in there, but anyway, you can clean a little rust. Can't you? Okay, pretzel tin. Anybody? Lori says she'll place a bid at 12. I'll spin it all around and let you see. I just have to give you the ingredients real fast. Baked by Bachman Bakeries Incorporated of Reading, Pennsylvania. So I see a lot of these around here. I don't know about in other parts of the country. Ingredients: flour, salt, vegetable shortening, dextrose, malt, sugar, soda, and leavening. That's it. Yeah, made in Reading, Pennsylvania. Right there. You can tell when someone's not from here because they say reading, but Reading. 10, 9, 8. I think I missed something in the chat. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. And then Patrick, you get the floor for however much time we're here, and we can go past 10 o'clock. But I have nothing else to sell tonight. I think I don't have anything else to sell tonight.
All right, got the stop going in. So it looks like Lori picked that up for 12.
Okay. Excellent. Pretzel tin, Lori. Thank you so much.
All right, so then my last item is back to another piece of ephemera. This is a $5 start. And I tried to do a little bit of research on this, and I found some others, actually this exact issue on eBay, but I still don't know what it is. So it's Friendly Ideals. Again, it's a $5 start. And what this is, there was no obvious place to know the age of this. There's no company, there's no publisher. It appears to be an entire booklet of, I should be showing it while I'm flipping through it, an entire booklet of items to frame. And we've talked about this in some of the magazines we've sold in the past, that the higher quality magazines would print something that you would get in the mail or you'd purchase, you get it through a subscription, and it'd be blank on the back, because then when you cut it out, you could put it into a frame and nothing would bleed through. And there are several pieces like that in here where you have a really nice, in this case, a nice full color still life of a flower arrangement on a nice heavy paper. Everything in here, there are poems that you could cut out, put on your refrigerator. You could frame them. There are several pieces that have the single-sided. So here's another one. It's a image of a family. So Judy says she remembers these from the 60s. This is actually older than that, because there is one reference way toward the front that refers to this as a Christmas piece. Well, one, there is a publishing house that includes a zip code of a single-digit zip code. So that puts it after World War II and prior to 1963. It's the Ideals Publishing Company. Oh, wait. It might help if I had better glasses. It does have a copyright. Copyright 1947. But I knew that because here's another one of those cool prints with the little chalice and the flowers. Again, nothing on the back. There is a reference to this being a Christmas piece, and it says Christmas 1947. So I did know it was 1947. So this is Love and Best Wishes to a grand friend, Grace Snyder Little. So it looks like this was given as a gift. Now, whether all of these came out at Christmas, I saw something reference this one as volume 12. I don't see any reference that makes this volume 12, so I don't know where that comes from. I don't know if these are annual. I don't know if they were monthly. But, there's a little thank you friend poem, tribute to a dog, so some great illustrations. Some of them are black and white. Some of them are sepia tones. Some of them are a little bit more of a glossy, and some of them are matte. Like even the paper in this thing changes. Another one with a blank back. So there's another ship. So you've just got a whole series of a little bit of variety to just decorate, craft project, whatever you want to do, from Ideal Publishing. So I did see a bid come in, and I'll just go ahead and count this one down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. So Judy says she remembers them being more than annual. So I don't know if this was the Christmas issue, because there's one about snow in the back, but there doesn't seem to be a ton of stuff in here about Christmas. It just was given as a Christmas gift. So I did see it was on last minute flurry. I'll let Scott determine which one was the final.
Okay, I'll hit refresh. Kentucky Digger Steve at $10 is just before the stop.
All right. Congratulations, Steve. And I saw your note. That's Tina Bradford. I will add that to the Dr. Pepper that you're getting.
And
Perfect.
you still
Thank
have
you
the
so
floor.
much. Unless anybody had anything else, anything else that they wanted me to rerun. The only other item I had that I was going to include, so this was also for my personal globe collection. This is a $10 start. And, okay, wait a minute. Can't see it. Here we go. I can pop it out of its brass. So it's got a brass holder to it. It lifts out. If you look really closely, it's a radio. So we're probably talking about 70s, maybe 80s. I don't think I saw any writing on this at all when I looked at it. Again, this was part of the Globe collection. I just really liked, do this in two pieces so it doesn't fall apart. I just really liked the base. It's got the seahorses holding it together. It's got the brass. It's got a nice, really nice look to it. And then I really liked the color scheme of the print on there. It's got the really old-fashioned, old world map. Got the sailing ship, the different continents. I think there's a sea monster on here somewhere. It just looked kind of cool. Now, I never tried to get it to work. I've never opened it. I don't know what kind of battery this thing holds. I don't even know how it comes apart because it's held in here. So this whole thing, it does unscrew at the top. So this whole thing must just come out. The ball must slide open, and then somehow this opens, and there must be a battery in there. So there is no guarantee this puppy's ever going to work again. But I don't think it matters because who needs a radio like this? This is just a cool paperweight, a cool, for someone who travels, somebody who has a globe collection, whatever the case may be. It fits in. There's little notches at the edge, so it just fits into the base, and then it also fits into that, so it doesn't like wobble around. And then it does spin, but then you've got the one place where the tuning dial, and I'm assuming the power comes on. Actually, I'm sorry, there's two. So one's the power and one's the power. One's power, one's the tuning. So I think when I bought it, I didn't even know it was radio. I just thought it looked cool. And now I'm selling it. And I do see a bid. So Karen right now has a bid for $10. So I'll count it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. And that finishes up at the top of the hour. All right. Looks like Susan. Oh, wait. Go ahead and refresh for me, Scott, and see who came in.
Yeah, Susan Charette Hood.
Okay. Sorry, Jenny. It looks like you might have missed it. And Susan, I don't believe you've bought from me before, so if you could just make sure you send me an email, I would appreciate that, and I will get you an invoice.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, Patrick. I sure do wish that 2 hours in the dentist's chair would go as fast as the 2 hours that I get to spend with you once a month and with you, all of our friends in the antique and collecting world. Thank you so much, Patrick.
Well, and thank you, sir. And thanks everyone for joining us. We had a nice, solid attendance for the whole 2 hours. Hope everyone had some fun and maybe learned a thing or two as we went through some of the variety that we had tonight. You had some cool stuff tonight.
I was excited about the things I had tonight. I don't know. I just felt like, it's not the same old glass tidbit tray, Now, let's see here. What's going on with your channel, Patrick? You haven't been busy lately.
Yeah, exactly. So unfortunately, at this point, both my Instagram and my YouTube has been effectively dormant, and it's definitely something I want to change. But for those who haven't noticed or hadn't heard me say it before, I did just get married. So I sold my house. I moved into my husband's place. I've just had a few other things to focus on. So I appreciate the opportunity to do this, because at least once a month I get to still do some, like, I love doing the vintage. I haven't been sourcing as much because as I had to pack everything up, I realized I have a lot that I need to sell. But I do have some deep dives that I want to be able to do, some collections that I'm going to get rid of that I want to do a deep dive before I get rid of them. I just picked up some stuff. My husband was born in India and was raised Hindu, but is no longer practicing, but he knows tons of stuff about all these different religions and about the Hindu gods. I found a collection. I don't think I have them. They're not in the room, but I found this collection of vintage. They're like little medals of all of the Hindu gods. So he and I are going to do a series of videos that talk about like what all these gods are and how people honor them, what they represent, what their history is. He's got a collection of comic books about all these Hindu gods that are from when he was a kid. So we're just going to, we got some plans that will hopefully do some fun stuff. So it's not just about selling, it's about education as well. And I hope to get back into that.
Well, I hope he's feeling better soon. I hope you're feeling better soon.
Appreciate it.
Thanks.
What do you got going on your channel?
I do want to answer one question. Virginia says, will there be any drop sales this week? There will, Virginia. I just don't know what day it's going to drop.
Keep them on their toes.
Yeah, there will be one this week, but it will not. I don't know. I'll have to let you know. Yeah, I think there'll be one this week. Well, all I can do is announce to you that 1 week from tonight, I will just be putting the finishing touches on my first autumn extravaganza. Not my first, it'll be about my 7th or 8th. But next Monday is Labor Day, and I will be here Monday night, Labor Day, and it will be my autumn extravaganza. I've been doing them for quite some time, and I did them as eBay sales before, and I would do a video and all that back when I was in my loft in Philly. So this table will be filled with black and orange and all that wonderful stuff. And I'll have a video out this week to let you know in advance what I'm going to sell Monday night. The second Monday night, I am doing 2 chaps with David. We are doing it before they get on the road and I get on the road. So it's just the Monday nights here is normal.
Very good. Well, good luck with your drop sale, and hopefully I'll try and pop in and catch your autumn extravaganza.
Well, I thank you so much.
All right. Thanks everyone for joining us, and everybody enjoy the rest of your evenings, and thank you for the well wishes.
Good night, everyone.
Night, everybody.
Oops.